is a 1984 Honda 250R. It's a restoration project for me. Chain stretched, it needs new chain. Needs to have rear brakes installed. Also the bearings need to be replaced, and there looks to be slight warpage in the rear axle. As you can see, there's a lot of play in it. Definitely need to take it apart and see exactly what needs fixed on it. Trying to get the rear swing arm off. This swing arm pivot bolt has been rusted solid to the sleeves of the needle bearings, I'm pretty sure, and I've been banging away on it for days and soaking it in PB blaster, but it's not doing any good. So as my last resort, I need to cut it in 4 places. There's the start of my first cut, but I'm already through the blade. The blade's already dull, so I need to pick up some more blades before I can continue. So I'll move on to the next project on this bike, which is using bolt extractors to get these 2 foot peg bolts out. I tried to remove them with a ratchet the other day, and it completely broke the bolt, so they're seized solid inside there. So I'm hoping the bolt extractors will do the job and get them out of there. If not, I'm going to have to drill them out and re-tap the holes.
There's Mr. Sawman.
Trying to get the swing arm out for the last week with lots of PB blaster and a lot of sledge hammering on the swing arm pivot bolt, but it's just not budging. So, last resort, move on to the reciprocating saw.
For safety, always use glasses and gloves. Maybe I should zoom in and stand back a little bit.
Make sure that it hooks onto the frame. I'm going to switch to the inside of the washer that's on there. Finally ready to start the restoration of my 84 250R. I have this frame that's in decent shape, that's completely stripped and ready to start adding parts to. Just got to remove the engine from my old frame and start the process of moving everything over. Few cuts with the Sawzall, and it made short work of the extra rear rack that I didn't want on it. Cut it down to a much more manageable size for trail riding. Well, got everything out of the old frame. Now the work begins putting it back together in the new frame. So far we've got the engine and the swing arm in there. The swing arm pivot bolt creates a nice tight connection between the frame and the swing arm. No more play in here. Well, I've finally completed my rebuild and it's ready to ride. A few little things could be done to it still, but I just want to get riding for the season, and anything else that I want to do to it, I'll wait till the winter. So the first thing is we've put gold rims on both the front and the rear now. We've got the exhaust heat shield on. I replaced the on-off toggle switch with the proper on-off switch from the 84 year. The seat's been recovered. I've got rear brakes now, and I replaced the swing arm with, it's actually an 83 swing arm and shock setup, but it was in much better shape than the 84 that was on there previously, so I ended up using that instead. Brand new chain and rear sprocket. Brand new front sprocket as well. Replaced the broken brake lever, and we put a guard on the reservoir. And I've got it plated and ready for trail use. And overall, it's ready to ride. Got it on the trailer right now. It's a motorcycle trailer, but as long as I've got a rear wooden plank in the back to support the wheels, it works perfectly. The exhaust was also replaced with one that is in much better shape. It's just the stock exhaust, but doesn't have any leaks at either the head or the middle part there. So I'm taking it out on some trails this weekend to give it its first ride since the rebuild, and hopefully she holds together all right.